Welcome to part 2 of our favorite smart home automations YouTuber edition. We have got some great content creators and some really great automations to share with you today. Let's go. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Shane and this channel is all about building an easy Apple home, smart home with new videos and live streams every week. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, I'll put links to everything down below, but we've been doing a series this year where we've been taking automations first that were submitted by you guys, viewer automations, and sharing those, highlighting those here on the channel. It's been great to see what other people are doing and how other people are automating their smart homes. And now we're doing a YouTuber edition. Again, this is part 2. We've got some great content creators that are going to be sharing their favorite smart home automations here today. I highly recommend subscribing to all of these content creators if you're into building a smart home, regardless of whether you're using Google Home, Apple Home, or Home Assistant. Most of these concepts can be applied regardless of what smart home platform you're using, and these content creators put out some great work and should really help you along your journey as you're building out your smart home. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into the first automation.
All right, so this is one of those automations that's not flashy at all, but it's super useful. And that is, we got this set of switches over here, and this is the builder's basic where you have a switched outlet, then you have a ceiling fan and a ceiling fan light. But if you don't want to do that, if you want to have some other type of lighting in the room, then it has to be not on the switch, and that's really annoying. So what I did was I put a Shelly 2.5 and a Shelly 1, and then I have reprogrammed them to do different things. So instead of this switch being the switched outlet, now this switch controls both the fan light and the switched outlet. All right, and then this one I have that would normally be the fan light. I have this one just tied to my daughter's underbed LEDs and her nanoleaf on the wall. And so those turn on and off just through a virtual switch. The second part of the automation then is if you turn the switch for the nanoleaf on after you've turned on the white LEDs in the room, then they both turn on to white. But if you just want the nanoleaf and the underbed LEDs for sort of like more mood lighting or something like that for just hanging out in the room, then if you turn the last switch on first, then it goes to just the blue lights on the nanoleaf and the underbed LEDs. All this gets done through Node-RED, and essentially all it does is it checks to see whenever you turn on this last switch, it checks to see whether the first switch is already on, and if it is, it turns on the lights to white. And then if that first switch is off when you flip the third switch on, then it sends a different command and it turns them on to blue. Really simple automation, but really easy to set up and also very convenient in real life.
Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Steve from the YouTube channel SteveDOES, and I want to thank Shane for including me on this project. Now, with 2 little girls at home, I never want them opening up that front door at night without those porch lights being on, but they usually don't remember to do that. So what I've done is I have used my smart lock to trigger my porch lights to automatically turn on. And what I love about this is that I can set it up in any ecosystem that I want to. I've got mine set up here in the Alexa ecosystem. So what I set up is that when my Yale smart lock unlocks, it will automatically turn on the smart switch that I have connected to my porch lights. It'll keep that on for 10 minutes before automatically shutting them off. Now I never have to worry about the kids opening up that door without the lights being on.
What up everybody, it's GeorgeLangabeer with Silverhammer Surveillance. I want to thank Mr. Whatley for inviting me to be part of this video. Very cool, thanks Shane. But yeah, when it comes to automations, I think people sometimes get too flashy and too complicated. And I like to keep it simple and functional. And if you look at my list of automations, a lot of them have to do with lighting. Because not only do I like lighting for fun, smart lighting for fun, but I also like it for security because I'm a security guy and I think lighting can be incorporated into your home security. So as far as an automation, just to show you something basic, in my smart home with HomeKit and Apple Home, I've got several different brands of lighting. I've got Nanoleaf, I've got Philips Hue, I've got devices like the Eve Flare, which is the new Eve Flare with thread, cool little portable light that you can take outside, and I've got Twinkly. So what I do is I use an automation to combine all of those in the same color theme. I have that happen at sunrise, and then I just have it continue through the day into the middle of the night. I don't think I need to have my lights on 24/7, so I just use an automation to do that. And again, you can see that the lights on the Philips Hue match the theme of the Nanoleaf. These are the Nanoleaf shapes. You can see as I kind of walk you around a little bit, I got it on the Nanoleaf lines. You can see I make my Eve flares match. And so, yeah, I just use an automation to do that. And I just like to keep it simple. I don't think you need to get too crazy. Thanks again, Shane.
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Adam from Adam's Tech Life, and on my channel, I make videos about HomeKit products, Siri shortcuts, automations, and more. Speaking of automations, I use a ton of automations in my smart home, and after recently having a baby, I've added some new automations along the way. And my favorite one is called the bottle washing timer. In the morning and at the end of the day, my wife and I will clean the bottles that our baby has used for milk throughout the day, then sanitize them by boiling them in hot water for 5 minutes. I'll tell Siri on the HomePod in our kitchen to set a timer for 5 minutes, and then we'll take the bottles out when the timer goes off and let them air dry. Now, it's really easy to tell Siri to set a timer on the HomePod, but after doing it manually every single day, I was like, nah man, there has to be a way to automatically set a timer on the HomePod. Well, I figured out a way of how you can use in a car wireless mini switch to set a timer on the HomePod mini. Well, sort of. When I single press the button on the mini switch, my overhead lights turn green, indicating that the automation has started. Then the shortcut waits 5 minutes, then turns my overhead lights red, indicating that the bottles have been sanitized, then waits 1 minute and automatically sets my lights back to white. I'm using the single press action for this and converted the press to a shortcut, and used the wait action as the timer and used different colored lights for a visual indicator when 5 minutes has passed. I have the car mini switch here near the stove for quickly running this automation, and I'm using the Philips Hue colored down lights for my lights. Now, this automation is not perfect and does have its flaws. You cannot see how much time is left in either the Home app like you can when setting a regular timer, or by asking Siri how much time is left. And you have to manually go over to the car mini switch to press this button to start the automation, versus being able to talk to Siri hands-free wherever you are in the house. But with all of these flaws, I'd still prefer to use the mini switch to set a timer, rather than having to audibly tell Siri to set a timer. This is especially useful early in the morning while my wife is still asleep. Thank you, Shane, for having me a part of the video.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Dustin with myHomeKithome, and Shane, thank you for having me. So picking just one favorite automation is nearly impossible, but since my channel focuses on Apple Home and accessibility, I've got one for you that helps me out throughout the day. So as a blind dude, I can't always tell if the lights are on or not. Of course, I can always ask Siri, "Hey Siri, are the lights on?"
On it.
Eventually.
9 lights are on and 26 are off.
But that's not really all that helpful. So I have my HomePods play distinct sounds whenever the lights are turned on or off. This is super easy to do right in Apple's Home app. I did it just by adding the HomePod to a HomeKit scene that turns the lights on or off, and then just find fun sounds in Apple Music. So now anytime I activate the HomeKit scene, whether in Apple's Home app or using a HomeKit button or switch, I know that the lights are on or off. It's also fun to joke around with the family and change up the sounds from time to time. I hope you guys found this one useful, and thanks again, Shane, for having me.
Hey Shane, thanks for having me on your channel. When it comes to my favorite smart home automation, you've seen this before. Caroline really wants this, and that is my smart home door closer. Gotta love this. Let me show everybody how this works. Could be in a Zoom meeting, can't get up to shut the door if kids are making noises. So I created this, and you simply just go into HomeKit, hit the trigger, and the door is automatically going to close. Boom, bada boom, really cool. Now you might be saying this is not actual automation because I triggered it, but I have set up a true automation. If the smoke detectors go off, doors will close, lights will come on, front door, back door all unlock, and you know, if there's a fire in here, it'll all be contained in here because that door is closed. So there's my automation. That's my favorite automation. Use it pretty much probably every week, or at least once a week. I'm triggering this to shut this door because I'm too lazy to get up from my desk. Let's be the honest truth. So favorite one, smart home door closer. I did a full video on it. If you guys want to check it out, I'm sure Shane will leave a link down below. Thanks for having me on, Shane.
One of the best and most useful automations I have in my smart home is my wake up routine. This automation gets the house ready for the day ahead and auto-magically wakes the house up from the night before. It all starts with an alarm which starts gradually brightening the bedside table lamps over a 15-minute window for a nice gentle wake up, which is a nice way to start the day. And then when my bed sensor detects me getting out of bed, it will open the blinds, disable the house alarm and turn the heating on if needed. Then as I start walking down the stairs towards the kitchen, the blinds and curtains start opening as I pass through each room, and then a Google Nest Mini reads out daily announcements with weather information along with any upcoming events that I have for that day. Then as I start walking back upstairs towards the office, it opens the blinds, wakes the computer up from sleep, and now everything is ready to start work for the day.
Hello Shane, hello Shane's audience, I am Paul Hibbert. If you don't know who I am, I basically make videos about Jeff Bezos and his cock-shaped rockets. But I also do smart home tutorials and reviews, and recently I came across the FP2. I know I'm late to the party on this one, but the routine I've been able to make with this thing is out of this world. Check this out. Oh, and subscribe to me. Obviously, subscribe to me. Get my plug in there. Yeah.
Once again, some incredible automations. Thank you so much to all the YouTubers, the content creators who participated in today's video and in part one. It was truly an honor to have everybody participate in this. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you all watching were able to get some good ideas from these automations. Again, I'll put links to everybody's channels down below. I'll put links to the playlist. We've got part one, we've got part two. We've also got the viewer automation videos where you guys submitted your smart home automations to share. Just a lot of good ideas. If you have some smart home automations you would like to share, leave it down in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.